Hi guys, so today we're talking about muscular imbalances. So first of all, what is a muscular imbalance? Well, a muscular imbalance could occur where you've got muscles on one side of a joint which are extremely strong, tight, and muscles on the other which may be weak, long, inhibited, and this would cause an imbalance. So essentially it's an imbalance, and that could be between the left and the right side of your body, it could be between the front and the back, whatever. It could be something, for example, where the shoulders are getting pulled forward and tugged forward into an internally rotated position. It could be happening at your hips, it could be happening at your lower back. So these things are very common, and most people in some form have muscular imbalances. What I want to talk a little bit about today though is how you can become more aware of what your specific imbalances might be and how you can hopefully learn to avoid them. Okay, so when we're looking at what might feed into these imbalances and why they might occur in the first place, we're going to have to focus on what we do the majority of the time. So for most of us that is not training, unless you're an athlete. So 95% of the time that you're alive, you're not in the gym and you're not training. You're sleeping, you're walking, you're sitting at your desk, you're driving. Now these are the things that we would call maybe unconscious movement patterns. So when we walk, we're not necessarily like really strictly thinking left leg, right leg, left, you are just walking. When you climb upstairs, you're just climbing upstairs. Whereas when you train, you're actively thinking about what muscle am I engaging. If I'm with a client, I might even tell them to try and activate certain muscle groups. So there's a lot of conscious focus and effort going into the movement that you're doing. Whereas when you're, like for example, if you are sleeping on your left side every single night, and you do that for 30 years, you might not give that any thought. But the fact that maybe one leg is tucked over the other and one side of the back is elongated for 8 hours every night for 30 years, you think that might not feed into the fact that maybe you've got a bit of an imbalance in your back. If you, simple things like if you go upstairs, do you always lead with your right? Is your right your dominant leg? And again, if it's dominant, do we play into that dominance by favouring it in the movements that we do? If you've got kids, do you always carry them in one side? Like I know with my daughter, I'm aware of this, but I always tend to carry her on my right because, I don't know, it just feels I've got a more secure grip. So, but the fact is, I know my left side is weaker. Some other ones might be sitting at a desk and maintaining a good posture, a good seated position, trying to keep your lower back engaged and against the desk. If you're sitting at a desk, trying not to slump forward. I mean, it's really, really hard. Like if you're sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, it's tough. It's hard to maintain your posture. But, the offset of not doing it is pretty big. I mean, if you're sitting in a slump position for 8 hours a day, the training that you do, the training that you do, that might only be, half an hour to an hour, 3 times a week. It's probably not going to be enough to drastically change that. The biggest thing is going to be the thing that you do most of the time, and that requires a little bit more conscious effort. This is especially important if you're already suffering from some of these symptoms. Like I know a lot of people that prefer to hang on one leg, they sort of hang like this on one side. Try and balance, or maybe go on the other, or and it might be about going back to find out what the root cause of these things are. So I hope that helps. Basically bring awareness, have just a glance at your life. What are the things that you do? Do you always go for your left leg? Do you always go for your left hand? Do you always go for your right hand? Are you always sitting slumped? Maybe that's the reason that you're getting some pain and some discomfort, and possibly that's where you need to focus. Last point I want to make is that training has the potential to either help them or make them a lot worse. So for the example that I gave about shoulders kind of falling forward, that's a pretty common one. Most people suffer from that. Yet for most of us in the gym, we try and kind of focus on the chest, the shoulders, and essentially the things that are going to, if anything, make that problem worse. It's going to tighten those muscles that are already tight even more. So instead, the solution to that one would be lengthen the chest, stretch the chest, stretch the fascia around here, and get your back as strong as possible so that the shoulders will sit further back. So I'll put up some examples soon of some specific ones, the kind of common things and how you can avoid them. And if you've got any questions, as always, leave them below. I hope you find this useful. Get in touch if you have any questions. See you soon. Peace.